All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show, your weekly rock news outlet here. We lay it on you once a week from the upper Midwest. And yeah, we got an interesting show this week. Most definitely a tour. What's probably going to be a pretty big tour coming up we got to talk about. An apology. Apology was in order. An apology was given. We're going to lay it into that, baby. And some guitars and auctions and all sorts of whatnot. We're going to be talking. We got about three items concerning guitars and stuff, so we'll get into that and get into the help of a legendary shredder and some Swedish nonsense going on, and a new lawsuit that we just found out about. We'll be discussing. I'm your host Murph, and coming up here from the Midwest, man, where the weather changes incredibly fast. And I bet my co-host would agree with that. That would be the man from Aurora, the myth, the legend. That would be Doc Fox. What's going on there, Doc?
Yeah, it's Chicago area weather. What are you gonna do, man? But actually, not too bad out right now. Upper 30s, not too bad.
Yeah,
But
going to be 50 by Thursday.
yeah,
50
for
and
Christmas,
rainy.
yeah,
Get
yeah.
rid of this doggone snow, or at least most of it. You know, because
I'd like to have a white Christmas, but other
no,
than that,
no, no,
yeah,
no, no, no,
doesn't
no.
hold much use for
Oh,
me.
yeah, yeah. When you're a little kid, oh, geez, White Christmas.
That's
Oh,
every kid, yeah.
nostalgic and whatnot. Wait a minute, let me get the fish up there. There we go. That's more like it. Like you said, you mentioned last week how I was showing too much snow, and I thought, you're right about that. Let's bring up some fish and some fowl. So yeah, I got a few new backgrounds here that
Tropic images, yeah, sure.
dig that. But yeah, we
Yeah,
got all sorts of
yeah,
stuff.
we got all kinds of stuff going on as usual. Our usual variety. I was gonna say array and variety,
Uh,
and it came up array.
Close enough.
Uh, yeah, whatever. Shit happens.
Sure.
Um, yeah, doing pretty good. Hope everybody's doing all right. Thanks for dropping by. Greatly appreciate it. And like I said, our usual variety of happenings from the rock world. This first tour, there's a little more to this than meets the eye, though, man. There's a
What
little
tour
bit
is
to talk
that,
about
Doc?
here.
What tour is that?
Some
That would be
trio
the
from Canada,
yeah, that would
not named
be
Rush.
Triumph. The Triumph loaded tour. Yeah, reloaded tour. How about that? Triumph coming back. And yeah, they're all old and decrepit. Everybody at that age is at this point. And so the big news is that they're going to have three extra musicians playing with them, and just they must be. Well, I understand that the pain in the ass that a tour can be, and what happens is the shows are going to start April 22nd. They're coming April 22nd. They're presently set to run through June 6th. That's not an awful long time there. That's a couple
They've
months,
crammed
maybe.
quite a few dates in there, though.
Did
They're
they?
hitting a lot of spots. Yeah,
And it's going to feature Rick
25
Emmett.
dates. So
Oh, okay. Wow. Going to feature guitarist, vocalist Rick Emmett, drummer, vocalist Gilmore, and as his health permits, basic Mike Levine, it could be Levine, who will also be part of the shows as well. And yeah, so they're going to do what they can. The bassist says, "I'm looking forward to it. When I can, I plan to be at shows. When I can't, I'll be there virtually. So it's not like I'm going to be down at Joe's bar playing trivia with my buddies or something. All of this is going to be an involvement that I'll be very happy with." So yeah. So they're gonna have an extra drummer, Brent Fitz, and they'll be side by side, which you know I can understand this situation, but I never could understand bands like the Dead, and I know the Allman Brothers had two drummers. It's like,
right,
you
yeah.
only need one freaking drummer. Come on, and they make enough noise as it is. But no. But anyway, yeah. So drummer Brett Fitz and a Triumph alum Phil X will pair up similarly with Emmett for guitar and vocals. I did not know who was this Phil X alum.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that just kind of fills in for everybody. He was with Bon Jovi for a little while, filling
Ah,
in. He's just well, Phil is his name. Phil. That's what he does. He fills in. Phil's X.
hi-yo.
And
Yeah.
yeah, one time well, I'm not sure what the time period was on that, but yeah, Triumph went out and they went out with Phil X. So
Okay, okay. And bassist Todd Kearns will be, doing the vocal support and the bass support, and it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be the first six-man power trio. How about that? That's crazy.
yeah, right.
That's the way they put it. But yeah, so I get, good for them. You know, I saw some of the comments. Of course, I always read the comments, and some of the comments said that they've seen where the guitarist says, he'll try and get a couple of full songs in there, singing wise. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of participation singing wise. And of course, he's got such a there you go again. There's with
Right.
the high vocals, and you just you're not Sinatra. You can't do it anymore. So there you go, man. They're gonna give it a whirl, and I'm sure we'll see highlights and all that stuff as it happens.
Kind of giving it a whirl. I mean, they got a huge safety net there. They got a whole nother band on stage with them, man. I mean,
That's true.
this is so bizarre. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I guess it's better than having no original members at all. I guess it's better than lip syncing and backtracks and all that.
That is bizarre,
Uh,
though. Yeah.
there's still live music. It's still they're gonna kind of be there most of the
You're right,
time.
though. That is such a unique situation when you really think about it. You have bands that have, we've got so and so helping out on keyboards or whatever. Or we got filling in on guitar is so and so. But have you ever really had a band where each member in the band has a backup? Has a man on deck. Ready to step up to the plate and oh, I can't sing this one. Hey, no pro. Or hey there, yeah, hey there, or whatever the Canucks would say. Hey, you can't sing that part, eh? I'll do it. Yeah, that'll be really.
I'm kind of curious to see how the sales go. I mean, they're not playing super large venues. They got the Rosemont Theater when they come to Chicago here, which is not a real big place.
That's not a rock and
But
roll thing.
yeah, it's not. It's not. That wouldn't be. It's not suitable for Triumph. I don't think. But whatever. Size wise, I guess.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh, by the way, opening up April Wine, fellow Canucks. April Wine. I would love to see April
Oh,
Wine. You kidding me,
holy
man? I'd love
cow.
to see April Wine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd probably would rather see them. I would rather see April Wine
Just
myself,
about. Yeah, honestly.
because, yeah, well, yeah. But,
That's when Triumph is not like they were okay. They weren't like really anybody's favorite band. I don't think. You know what I mean? They were just kind of there and
had a
some
few good hooks,
songs. And, yeah,
songs with a few
yeah.
good hooks, and
Magic Powers, great song. Some other, a few others, but
yeah, that is wild though. Now that you bring it up, yeah, they're gonna each player gonna have a backup. Yeah, it's like a tag team. Yeah, they ought to put a big old ring. Yeah, have it in a wrestling ring
right.
so they can tag in and out. Yeah, I do it. Bam, tag in and out of the ring.
Well, I would think that they probably have everything pre-planned as to who's singing what and who's playing what,
and back up in case his voice goes. Can't sing.
Well, that's
it,
what I'm
no
thinking.
problem.
Is there
They'll
going to be a
slide
point
right
where,
into
where
it.
Rick Emmett, it's his turn to lay it on the line or whatever, and he's like, I can't do this one. Phil, take over. I don't know how it's going to be, but
It'll probably be, he says here some of their songs have keyboard, so now they'll be able to have the full album sound that they didn't have in the early days. So, they may pull this off. We'll see. We'll see,
yeah, we'll see if other bands start doing this kind of thing where they're having the backups on stage with them.
Pick up on each member.
Very
Geez.
bizarre. We'll
I
see how it
tell you.
goes.
Yeah, gosh almighty. Good riddance. But anyway, good for them. Way to go. And, well, you knew this was coming. There it is right there.
Well, you would hope it was coming.
Gene Simmons. I know somebody else that needs to apologize, but he ain't gonna. But we'll move on. Gene Simmons. This is from Ultimate Classic Rock. Gene Simmons humbly apologizes for the controversial comments about Ace Frehley. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Oh, caramba. So Ace, of course, said, Gene said, Ace refused advice from people that cared about him, including yours truly, to try to change his lifestyle. In and out of bad decisions, falling down the stairs. I'm not a doctor, doesn't kill you. This may have been other issues, and it breaks my heart. And he said that at wasn't it the Kennedy Honors?
Kennedy honor, sure, yeah.
Jeez. And so finally he got off his butt and said the following that's behind me. On reflection, I was wrong for using the words I used. I humbly apologize. My hand to God, I didn't intend to hurt Ace or his legacy, but upon rereading my words, I see how it hurt everyone. Again, I apologize. I've always loved Ace, always. So, yeah, sometimes you got to think before you speak,
Isn't that the mantra of the loudmouth, the big mouth? Oh, I didn't mean to hurt anybody, but now that I see it, I guess I can see it. You know what I mean? That's always the case. Like
Yeah.
just don't speak about those kind of things. There's a time and place, and your thoughts don't always need to be expressed in every situation, man. Just let it go. And
True dat. True dat. Yeah, yeah.
he's such a narcissist, man. He really is.
Yeah, and he criticized Prince in 2016, and he offered the following explanation for his behavior. I apologize. I have a long history of getting very angry at what drugs do to the families, friends of the addicts. Yeah, but get angry, but don't be a jackass, You get it? Boy. Yeah, what a shame. It's just a shame.
Well, it's almost like he takes an "I told you so" attitude.
Yeah,
when somebody dies from it. See, I told you so. I told you.
Yeah, drugs.
Yeah,
Gotta go do it.
See,
Accuse. Sometimes you gotta have the empathy.
Yeah, look at me. I didn't do drugs. I'm still alive. You did drugs. You're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh boy, big fat dopes, all of them, dude. Big fat dopes, as Homer would say. Big fat dopes. But here's something now, and there's some questions surrounding this sucker here. Let's get the picture up. There they are. There's some real rock and rollers there, brother, with his guitar. That is, I guess, that is the world's most expensive guitar. His Martin D18E. It's Kurt Cobain's iconic MTV Unplugged guitar, donated to London Royal College of Music.
Not only is MTV Unplugged guitar, but it's the last guitar he ever played.
Oof. So. Wow. Holy smokums. But it sold for $6 million back in 2020. Well, people got too much money, I guess. And yeah.
Well, I got to run out and grab that Powerball ticket, man. I might be buying me a $6 million guitar, man.
Oh yeah, I got mine, man. Yeah, and after he died, this guitar was passed on to his daughter, Frances Bean, and then it was transferred to Isaiah Silva during a divorce settlement in 2018.
Isn't that awful?
What? Oh. So it was Frances's ex-husband or whatever who got it?
That's what it sounds like.
Oh.
I'm assuming.
And then he later sold the guitar at Julian's auction for $6 million, making it the most expensive guitar ever sold at auction. It was bought by Peter Friedman, owner and founder of audio company Rode Microphones. Okay, and the Friedman Group, and a founding supporter of the Royal College of Music's Australia Commonwealth Scholarship Fund. Wow. And has confirmed that he will be donating the instrument to the Royal College of Music in London.
I got a little problem with that.
What's it going to do?
You don't have enough of your own, rock history over there. Come on, why you got to have Cobain's guitar over there, man? That's American, man. Yeah, it needs to be over there.
What a shame that it's not with his family. Jeez.
Well, yeah, that's a crying shame.
That's just crazy.
How did she lose that in a divorce settlement? That just
there's got to be a story to that.
Sure.
What they have for lawyers, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe? I'm just saying. Just saying, yeah. So it will join other historic instruments held by the Conservatory, including the oldest surviving guitar in existence, made in Lisbon in 1581.
I saw that. Isn't that
by
crazy?
Belcher Dias. Wow, I want to jam. Maybe we can put a whammy bar on it. Holy cow! I guess if you
What's
got
with you
them,
want to put a whammy bar in everything? Weren't you just
I
regretting
was at,
putting one on the Flying V?
I was still, yeah, and having it undone. Yeah, this week I'm taking it to a specialist and having it reversed. And I got 4 guitars with whammies, and I don't use the whammy at all. I take it off and set it aside. I don't even use, no dive bombs, none of that crap anymore. It's terrible. But yeah, I don't get why so they're just gonna get, it's just gonna be on display, and I guess iconic. I guess I don't know, Doc. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know.
Most expensive guitar ever? I don't know. I guess so. I mean,
Uh,
to that generation, that's who's got the money now. So I
yeah,
guess
yeah,
so.
and he gifted it to the place because in honor of his father Henry, who loved music in London, and it's an honor for me to support the
Yeah,
next
they got all the
generation.
Beatles stuff. They got all the Who's. They got all the Stones stuff. They got Zeppelin. They got all that stuff over Floyd. All that over there. Let's keep a Cobain guitar here.
What a
But
jerk!
whatever.
I swear. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, did you see
Speaking.
who else is auctioning stuff? Well, actually auctioning stuff off.
Yes. Oh, this is amazing. Life's been good, baby. Life's been good. There he is. Life's been good. The Joe Walsh auction. Holy smokums. You got to look this one up, folks. It's the listings. He's got so many Fender guitars up for auction right now. Just oodles and oodles. Let me see. He's got at least he's got about four guitars and instruments. He's got 420 of them up for auction. 400.
420. What a coincidental number.
What does that mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
Is it 420? No, it's it's late. Okay, no, but yeah, he's got just they're all listed here. It shows pictures of everything. Most all of them are exceeding the estimates, or at least meeting the estimates. Some of them are stage played, some of them aren't. But the stage played ones are looking really. God, there's just oodles and oodles of Fenders coming out the years. Stevie Ray Vaughan specials and all this stuff, and yeah, what the heck? Why not? Yeah,
So not only a lot of guitars, but a lot of ham radio equipment. He's a big ham radio guy. So
baby.
he's got a lot of ham radio equipment to
Yeah,
auction off.
yeah. Breaker one. No, that ain't him.
That's,
Breaker. No, I don't know. It's a weird. Function 425 dash point 62. Oh yeah, of course. How you doing out there? Yeah, ham radio.
talking to
Yeah,
some guy out of Brussels or something, man.
yeah.
I don't know. I never got into that, but I always thought it would be kind of
It's
interesting.
cool, and the other voice is always a real synthesized. It sounds really bizarre. Oh yeah, dig that. But so yeah, Joe Walsh, yeah, December 16th and 17th. So it's going on right now. Yeah, we are
Yeah,
in
he
the
says he
midst.
just accumulated so much stuff, and the wife Marjorie says time to get rid of some stuff, Joe. So he's got to auction off some stuff.
I guitar collections bug me. Because you get a bunch of guitars and they just sit there. They're not loved. They're not played. They're just
Right.
sitting there doing nothing. Where really, I don't have a lot of guitars, but I play all of them. And, it
We
just
got
bugs.
4 or 5.
No, well, right now I got about 8 at the
8,
home here. I
okay.
gave some of them away to a family member. But, I play them and love them. I play them and love them, just like on Spinal Tap. Nigel telling Marty DeBurge, rest in peace. Marty DeBurge, rest
Yeah,
in
right.
peace. Gosh, telling him,
That's a whole
I
other
love
show
him.
there.
Oh yeah, Jiminy Creepers. Oh, what a shame. But anyway, yeah, big auction going on, and you're gonna make a lot of money. Most of the guitars are, well, most of them here 3,500, 4,000. For a lot of these guitars, some of them less, some of them more. But boy, oh boy, some really cool
Joe
guitars.
Walsh is one of those kind of universally liked guys. I think even people that don't like the Eagles are like, yeah, I hate the Eagles, but Joe Walsh is all right. I think like
Oh,
everybody kind of it's
I
okay with
loved him
Joe
in
Walsh.
James
Yeah.
Gang. I
Oh
still,
yeah. Oh god.
James.
Yeah.
I was the first 2 James Gang albums. Uh, uh, I listened to him so much when I was young, and that's where I got and the James Gang live, of
Yeah. I still
course.
think you guys need to play some Funk 49. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Right up your alley, man.
Bow, bow. But anyway, yeah, there's Joe and getting rid of a lot of his stuff. Hopefully, the instruments that get sold get played, get loved.
Over
Brian?
800 items. So yeah, 420 guitars, I guess, and ham radios and whatever other items, up to 800 items. So
That's
yeah.
crazy cool, man. Good for him. Way to go. People buy them and love them. Love them. That's all we ask. You know, guitars want to be loved, man. And speaking of guitar, let me see here. Where are we? There he is. There's Brian May. Got an update on his health. You know, he had a heart attack back in 2020. He's got what I got. He's got a coronary artery disease, and they had to throw some stents in his ass. But then last September, he had a stroke, a mini stroke. I believe it was a mini stroke, and so yeah, he's getting, you know, he's able to recover from basically all this stuff he's had. You know, well, like me with my heart, you know, we able to get by, but a stroke is usually can really screw up your playing and stuff.
Right,
but he
right.
says he's fortunate to be able to play. But his wife said, okay. She put the update out there. You know, he's gonna start really slowing it down. No more tours, and just occasional bebops, I guess. And who can blame him? You know, after you know a lifetime of rocking hard, who can blame him? There he is with his red. That's good old red right there. I don't know if that's the original, but of course everybody knows the story. Him and his dad made his first guitar. I believe he made the body out of a mantle, a fireplace mantle, if I'm not mistaken. But that's called Red. Speaking, while I'm at it here, look at this. Look at the picture I got here. Why, there's Tony Iommi. And what does he have in his hand but a left-handed red?
Yeah.
How about that?
Lefty red.
Brian May, you know, they're best buddies. Brian May had a luthier, a real superb luthier, make as an exact copy of Red as he could, and left-handed, and gave it to Tony. Oh, can you imagine the tone them two guys could
Right.
have? Oh,
that's what I was just thinking, man.
Oh my
God, what kind of tone Iommi throw on that thing, man? Oh my God.
Oh man. But that is so cool to see Tony with a left-handed red, you know, and a real good one. Because there's a company out there that makes copies. I think it's C-O-R-T guitars. I think they make a red copy.
Okay.
But you know, something like this, like they said, that the guy said he made it as close to the original as possible, which is just killer. Yeah. But
went back to the old mantle. Got some more.
Oh yeah. But you know, and the guy said, you know,
it says they got they're working on new music with Adam Lambert, I guess. So
yeah, and it says here that they will do. They may not resume full scale touring. They will do little bits and bobs, but they won't do those big tours. And I can understand it. Jeez, the grueling situation of a tour. Let me see. Brian May says Freddie is still alive through the music that we listen to all the time. In a sense, John is still with us in the same way, but now we have so many other opportunities. I mean, things that are immersive, like the Sphere in Las Vegas. It will be possible to give people the experience very closely of what things were like for us when we were Freddie, John, Brian, and Roger, and it appeals to me. And I think they're talking about the.
They're talking heavily about doing the avatars.
Avatars. Yes, you are correct, good sir. Yeah. So they're actually discussing it. May went on to compare the recent live shows to what can be done via holograms. In our Queen shows for a very long time, I've been doing Love of My Life, and in the end, Freddie comes in and joins me on video. It was just quite simply done, but in a way of involving Freddie, and I think we can basically take that a lot further. And he started a possible hologram style show. It would be just playing old footage, or what? It wouldn't be just playing old footage. It would be creating Queen as if we were creating it today. I'm very taken with the idea that we can be the original Queen again. And then drummer Roger Taylor then revealed that while I had a good time and enjoyed the ABBA Voyage show, which debuted in 2022, he left the show with mixed feelings. I didn't find the actual projections that convincing. I do think technology now has come so
Exactly.
much further since
Right.
the ABBA show started, and I think a lot more can be done.
Right.
So
Well,
yeah,
Kiss is finding that out too. So, between Queen and Kiss, we'll see who comes out with the best
oh yeah, that's crazy. That's wild though.
holograms or whatever, I guess.
That is wild. And yeah, ABBA, ABBA, no, ABBA. Yeah, yeah. Where are
Oh, they'll
they?
always be the first. Can't take that away from them. They
There they are. Oh, I'd like to be a meat in that sandwich. Right there. Oh yes, yes, ABBA. Yeah, they apparently, they've been doing their Avatar, not Avatar, well, Avatar, I guess you could call it.
avatars, they call them,
You
like
know,
avatars.
avatars
Play on
for
words.
since
Yeah.
2022 that they've been doing that since 2022, and I think they're gonna finish it up next summer in June, but that has contributed 2.6 billion pounds to the UK economy. Holy smokums, man! Wow. So I bet they're happy about that. And that's all the people coming in because a lot of the people coming to see it are tourists
Right.
from
Right.
out of
Yeah, I got some
London.
numbers here. They got well, they've had 3 million visitors, 18% of them from out of the UK.
Ooh.
88.6 of the spending was made outside of the arena, the ABBA arena. So the
Oh
majority of
yeah,
the spending's at hotels, restaurants,
wow.
transportation, shops, other entertainment, while they're in town. So yeah, it's a big boom just having that show there in town, man. People coming from all over to see it. So
Oh, they're like well, and a glowing 5-star review. Enemy, our enemy wrote the blockbuster visual and effects bolster ABBA's new digital forms by making them seem superhuman, taking us from Mediterranean sunsets to the northern lights and then outer space, and make for a sensory overload as they smash through a wedding bangers mega mix with gusto. That's pretty impressive, man. Good job on that review. Wow. And that's old technology. So I imagine, like you,
exactly, that's old technology, and they're doing that with ABBA, man. Like the king and queens of soft rock. Imagine what Kiss is going to come out with, man.
yeah. Because
Oh my
look at
gosh.
how far the shorts have come. You know, uh, uh, the AI with the shorts in the last 6 months. Suddenly, they got baby Trump and baby crap.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just and I saw one the other day, which is a diving competition, and all the people were like all the guys were like 1,000 pounds, and it was a splash, and the AI is getting ridiculous. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
I bet you they're gonna be able to do some crazy stuff with the avatars. So we'll see. Like you say, man, who's gonna be first, Queen or Kiss? Jeez. Ay, caramba. Ah, Gene. Gene, he'll find something to bitch about. Speaking of people finding something to bitch about, where are they? Oh, geez, there they are right there. Oh, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Noel, Noel Redding and Mitch Mitchell. By golly, yeah. They're suing the estate. Jimi Hendrix's estate, of course. We all know they were the members of the Jimi Hendrix Experience, and they're suing the heck out of the estate. And there's a big problem there, man. The big problem. They're the well. Let's just run through it real quick. It says here, headline from Yahoo Entertainment: Jimi Hendrix bandmates Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding sue Sony over lost royalties. And you think, oh boy, but this, and surprisingly, I looked it up. Usually people give away the publishing rights to their music. No, Hendrix didn't give any of it away. His sister owns all the rights here in the States, and then somebody else, it must be Sony, owns the rights around the rest of the world. And So Jimi Hendrix's bandmates, they signed away the rights to the music they created with the guitarist. But that hasn't stopped their estates from attempting to sue Sony Music Entertainment UK over lost revenue. And the New London's High Court has cleared the way for the suit
The
to
High
commence.
Court.
The High Court. You know what they look like already. We got the powdered wigs and shit. Quite. Oh, but the problem is, back in the 70s, let me see. Well, here we go. Well, the complaint states that bass guitarist Noel Redding and drummer Mitch Mitchell have been, quote, consistently excluded, unquote, from royalty payments over the years. Sony counters that both artists relinquished their rights to the work in the 1970s, Redding earning $100,000 while Mitchell received $247,000, which excludes them from further revenue shares. Sorry, man. If that, that probably.
Yeah, if you signed for that big payday and, foregoing
probably
any
woohoo!
future
All
monies,
right, at the time, you're going, yeah.
Right.
But sorry, man, your signature's your signature. You can't come back for a second dip in the well. I just made that up.
Yeah,
man.
I wonder if they're trying to find some kind of angle where that contract didn't include streaming or some of the new avenues of making money that they have today that weren't available back then. I don't know, but seems to me there'll probably be just all rights would have just been relinquished with that, and that'd be it. So,
well, listen here. It says prior to Hendrix's death, the guitarist took 50% of the band's royalties, with Redding and Mitchell splitting the rest evenly. In forfeiting their rights to the work, the two musicians signed away their right to file future lawsuits. Their estates are seeking a royalty share in line with the group's original split. Ay, caramba. I don't think they're going to get very far, man. I think it's just some lawyer saying, hey, you can file a suit and get, you sign that shit away. Maybe you were on some kind of illicit substance or something at the time, being the 70s.
Back in the 70s, you didn't, just plain didn't know any better.
And that's a big chunk of money back in the early 1970.
Right.
Big chunk of money. So I don't think they're going to have much of a chance of doing that. So
I think maybe just the family. What's their estates? I'm assuming it's the survivor, the family. And they're probably thinking, I wish he wouldn't have signed that away. Let's see if we can get something out of this. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. But,
yeah. Here we go. Let's finish up with this. Where is she? There they are. There's a happy couple. There's a funny. We found a fake story. God, we love finding these suckers. There was a story coming out that this clown was going to marry Cher. Really? Oh gosh. Ugh.
Or more so, Cher was going to marry this clown.
Or clown. yeah. And it turned out to be all fake. All fake, of course. She posted a picture, and I tried to get it wouldn't fit in the frame of my backdrop.
Okay.
He's got really weird painted fingernails. Let me see here.
Of course he does.
Can you get him there? Nope, can't see him. Really weird painted fingernails. So she put one of her diamond encrusted rings on his finger, took a picture of it, and everybody thought, oh, they're getting married. They're getting married.
Yep.
He's 19 or whatever, and she's 80,
104.
And then it turns out she comes back and posts a closer picture of the hand and says, I was just taking a picture of his fingernails or his fingernail polish or whatever the hell. It's like, geez, you people, run, fella. Well, no, there are people commenting, jump onto that, man. You'll be set for life. People.
Well, he's a rapper. He's got his own money. I was looking him up. He's Alexander Edwards, going by AE. He's a rapper. He's worth $3 million. So he's not.
Yeah, he's got a little money, but yeah.
She's worth $360 million, and
that's FU money right there. Yeah.
Right.
He wants some of that FU money.
So the rumor was that they'd be getting married just shy of her 80th birthday, and he's 39.
Oh,
so
gosh.
There you go.
Well, and more power to him.
She's on Saturday Night Live coming up next week or this week, the 20th, whatever that is, December 20th.
Oh gosh. Well, that's so good to have the youngsters, uh, the youngsters performing. Her and what we got somebody doing the
Oh,
New Year's
speaking
Eve.
of, yes, Diana Ross is doing
Diana,
the Dick Clark rocking New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. And
Diana
what, of
Ross.
course, do they have in common?
Uh,
Cher
di-
and Diana Ross were good friends, and they both dated Gene Simmons. See, it all ties in
oh,
together, Murph. It
yeah.
all ties in
Wow.
together, man.
Wow, man.
You know,
Yes, interlocking.
we
Yeah.
wrapped this show up in a nice little bow, and
Isn't that true?
everything's all nice and tied up
Yeah,
there.
gosh, that's crazy. Well, I'm looking forward to the next couple of days. We're gonna warm up tomorrow nicely, and then Thursday up at 50, and let it rain, 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 and wash the snow and the misery away. It ain't even winter yet. Winter ain't till the 21st for crying out loud. So we still got 6 days, 5 days to go. So start with a fresh slate. Nice grass, so Vesper can run around the grass. She doesn't like running on the snow, especially when it's frozen. We had soft snow, and then it got warm and it froze the
Yeah.
top. Dogs don't like popping through that, so I'm looking forward to a nice few days here and a good Christmas. Next, we got one more show before Christmas. All right, excellent, man.
Yeah.
So take us home there, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Christmas is coming up very quickly here, man. I got to finish up some shopping and get all that good stuff done. Got parties, all like everybody else does, I guess. So yeah, looking forward to all the holidays, family time. So in the meantime, we'll keep up with all the rock and roll stories, and we'll keep bringing them to you. Hope you stop by. See you again next week. Have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.